Hi friends, today we're going to talk about traveling, about energy gifts, what each of us most likely will unpack during traveling or moving somewhere to new place. Also, we will talk about energy blocks, which most of us will most likely experience preparing to traveling, thinking about traveling or moving out or immigrating to different countries. This is very deep subject, and nowadays a lot of people face this way. So we're gonna talk with my friend, let me add her, my friend Olga Selena. She's astrologer, and we both love to immigrate all our life and travel. Currently I'm in Istanbul, Turkey, and Olga in Kuwait. Let me see. Trying to add Olga. Olga,
Hello,
hello.
here we are. Here we are.
Gaia.
It's very good to see you finally.
Good
Oh my
to
God.
see you.
Please keep going. What you were saying before, I'm just gonna play with the light a little bit. And
Sure. Let's see how our conversation will flow. And please, friends, everybody who watching us, feel free to ask your questions.
okay. Hi everybody, guys. Whoever is joining us or will watch later, me and Daria we're not travel bloggers. However, in our line of work that we do, which is consulting people using different instruments, particularly in Daria's case, it's tarot cards and her clairvoyant channel. In my case, it's mostly knowledge of astrology and astropsychology. We do have a lot of people who come to us and ask, can you guys help? Should we move to this or that country? Or where should I go? Or should I move at all? And we cannot answer certain things like, hey, things with my husband are not going well. Should I divorce him? I don't like when people ask such serious stuff like that, but they do because they honestly need help. They don't know what to do. We do not have right to decide for the person if they should divorce somebody or if they should relocate completely. It's completely up to them. But our job is to help and navigate them for the best unfolding of their life scenarios, right? Daria, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of questions of that character, especially after this whole Ukraine situation that started, nearly more than half of a year ago.
Yes, right. Nowadays, it's really popular subject. People ask where they should go. People from different cities in Russia, people from different cities in Ukraine, and according to my psychic premonitions, it will be more countries and more people in the same position, and it will be more people on the planet who will face situation when they need to move. So yes, it's very popular subject.
It is very popular. Of course, people are tend to find a place or move to the place where they feel more safe, when they make more money, when they feel more happy overall, where the climate makes their health feel better. A lot of people try to move to the countries that are more warm, or by the beach, or by the mountains, or by other places of power, as we call them, which are natural wonders, because people simply feel better. And once your health improves, then your all other areas of life, it's like a domino effect. Everything else starts improving once your health is better. However, we're here not to talk about health. We're here to talk about traveling in general. Daria and I both.
Sorry for interrupting. Let us touch problem with health according to traveling, because it appears very often, but we can do it a little bit later in the middle of all discussion.
Sure, sure, definitely, definitely.
Uh,
Daria and I both have immigration experience, which is 10 years plus, 10 years for me, probably 12 or 13 years, like something like that, for Daria, for living in the United States.
yeah.
And originally, both of us are from Eastern Europe. Daria is from Ukraine, and I am from Moldova. And each and one of us have a very interesting experience from traveling and moving to from one world to another. There are so many different things between the Western countries and the Eastern countries. And one of them, some of them I would like to discuss with Daria because she has a lot of information for her Russian speaking public, which she has a very big amount of followers. But now, luckily, Daria is going to share her amazing knowledge with English speaking world as well. And I would like to, for Daria to share with us main differences for people who are looking forward to move from the West to the East. What are the main two different um, things you would like to point out in your opinion?
Sorry, I was reading one interesting comment and I lost half of question.
It's okay.
Did you ask me only about movement from west to east, or generally
Yeah,
any type of
yeah,
movement?
yeah. I ask West and East first. We're gonna start with America and let's say Europe, and then we'll proceed to another parts of the world as well. What people need to know, the ones who are trying to move from United States to Europe and vice versa, from Europe to United States. What would be one, two, three things main that you would point out for people to know, to take into consideration before moving, as far as the differences of these two worlds?
Yeah, it's a very sensitive subject, and maybe many people might hate me after my answers because, Olga, after I moved to Turkey, after I travel Ukraine, Europe, I noticed that everybody hates United States. Let's be clear, let's be straightforward. Everybody hates United States, like everybody's saying it's like heart of the evil, of everything bad in the world. So when I start to say good things about United States, maybe many people will kind of feel like protest, but I should say, when you move from United States to different part of the world, honestly, you realize that United States is the best place in the world. The highest level of system, super comfortable freeways, streets, everybody following rules. You are protected. You are protected. You know that nobody can give you some discrimination, what I feel in Turkey, even in Ukraine. Nobody can let you uh, for example, system doesn't matter. You're trying to get to driver license local, or book table in the restaurant, doesn't matter. The system is excellent in United States, and everything is kind of like 50 years behind in other part of the world. So that's the number one. What do you think? You just spent a couple months in Moldova, or even more, 3 months in Turkey.
Yeah,
You
I
went.
completely agree with you. Some of my cousins who went to Moldova after growing up in US, for example, they said it's like a stone age, which we were laughing about. I want to say that America or United States is for those people who want to walk with the same speed as the time walks, who are technologically advanced and who want to be technologically advanced. It's easier in US for younger generation because everything is more upgraded as far as bank system, very convenient ways of paying for things, all the cards and all that. Just the convenience of technology overall is great. Driving, I absolutely agree with you. Driving is a pleasure in comparison with other parts because the roads are not only the quality of the roads is much better, it's more, you feel more safe on the road. The lines are clear, the white lines that point. left only or
Yeah.
right only or turn, like the whole GPS system is much better. But one other thing I noticed, Western world, which includes United States and includes even Western Europe, is very different from Eastern Europe. And, you know, we're going to go further to the East by one very significant thing. In the Eastern world, if you're 30 years old or more, you're considered, if you're female, for example, you're considered an old lady. That it's already basically the life is already over. You can't do anything. You're considered old, which is so absurd. In United States, when you're 30, everything is just starts. And when you're 30, you're usually already are situated as far as financially. You already usually have something, you know, financially speaking, behind your back. You usually are autonomous. You usually don't live with your parents. As a matter of fact, in Europe or in the Eastern countries, people tend to live with their families and parents up until they're 30, 40, or up until they have their own family, which in the United States is completely different. Here, people become more independent at the earlier age. And there is a big advantage to it, because when you don't have anybody who cooks for you, resolves your problems, pay your bills, you start thinking more creatively how to manage all that. You mature up more quickly. And in the Western world, the priority would be to build a career first, and then to start a family when you have something, you know, to give to your family as far as financial. In Eastern world, it's completely different. I noticed first thing when I traveled, I was like, wow, I hear babies cry, children, all the pregnant women all over, like everywhere, they're everywhere. And it's a lot of people who are family people in the Eastern countries. Whether in the United States, I hardly ever see any mothers and children. I'm very happy when I see them here, because it's so rare, you know. And this is very big difference that you notice first.
Yes, yes. Even when girl is like 23, 24, 25, and she doesn't have husband and keep a few kids in Ukraine or Russia, people thinking something is wrong with her. In United States, we building career. We love to make our life comfortable, nice. We would like to build career, make money, create business, and most of my friends start think about marriage or having kids something like around 40. It's like absolutely normal. In United States, when you see gorgeous lady, she is fit, she looks great, she's confident, she has business, she's making money, and she is not suffering that she's not married and without kids. I personally put on high value of family values. Of course, if you meet your second half, meeting is one part, another part to not destroy that relationship. Anyway, if you're lucky enough to have your second half, you are married, you have kids, thanks God, be happy. If you're lucky enough to have it at 20, 25, 30, great. But it's rare thing. Very rarely people blessed like that from universe. Mostly what is totally horrible, like this biorobot mind in Russia and Ukraine, when girls or guys think, yeah, she's okay, he's okay. No, I cannot tell I love him, but I'm 23, it's time. That is totally totally horrible, very low level of mind.
Daria, please hold that thought. I wanted to ask you a question about biorobots. I want you to define it the way you understand it, so people who listen to us and will listen to our future lives, which we planned a lot of interesting information for you guys. And there were going to be a couple of terms that we're going to use very often. One of them will be biorobots. And Daria is going to tell us the difference between biorobots in US and biorobots in Europe and in the part of the world where she currently is at, which is Turkey. And before she says that, I want to read one of the questions that we got. The guy is texting here in our chat. He says, here in Brazil, many of us are raised and taught to stay with our parents, and our parents try to make children feel guilty to wanting to move out. It's not only in Brazil, trust me, it's very common for Eastern Europe as well. Parents and children have very strong bond. And this bond, on one hand, it's a security, it's in our DNA, right? Our DNA has all these ancestral programmings where our ancestors wanted to survive. From the mammoth, running away from the wild animals, bringing food, bringing prey to the cave where the mother makes food for everybody and all that type of stuff. It stays in our DNA. In our DNA, there's also a program, stay together. Together you're stronger. Together you can survive the storm. Together you can make a fire. One person is building house, other person making fire, other person cooks, other person nurtures babies. So it's like a program that sits deep in us. And all the parents are very deeply connected to their children, which is understandable why they don't want them to go. But on the other hand, there is time and place for everything. People need to understand that your child is not yourself. It's a human being. It's another life. It's another soul that came through you, that came with your DNA, with your good qualities and possibly bad qualities as well. You have to let them go so they can experience the life of their own. And ideally, when their relationship is good and they maintain the connection. But if you're going to be sitting at your parents' couch, not making money, not developing as an individual, you're hardly going to achieve anything in life, because the comfort zone, the comfort of your own home, it's not the place for you to grow. So it's not only in Brazil, like I'm responding to the person, it's also very common for Eastern Europe and all the countries on the East. Well, when it comes to West, it's completely different story. People here tend to be more, autonomous and independent from the earlier age. But I want to ask Daria, what do you consider biorobots? What is it? And what is the difference between biorobots in America, in the United States, and biorobots in Europe?
Yeah, biorobots. Well, we all biological. We all of us have biological bodies. The difference that some people, they are just union between biological bodies and stupid programs, matrix programs, parents programs, people full of programs. Look at 70% at this world. They don't know how to live. They just following programs. You was born, you going to kindergarten, you going to school, you must go to university, and then you must work for boss. You must be very disciplined, you must be afraid of everything, you must finish maybe 2-3 universities and be very, 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 very nice part of this large system. And please, on top of that, drink alcohol, do drugs, be unhappy, spend a lot of money for medicine, and God forbids you to learn about nutrition or some natural stuff or supplements, because you need to work until 60 years old. Then you need to go to hospital and die. So this is what system says, and most people following it. That's why most people, they never question life. They never question what I want. Is it right or is it wrong? Very rarely we can see awakened souls. Some of them don't even finish school, don't graduate school, or they never go to university because they open business when they're 18 or 21. They usually businessmen or highly awakened souls who some type of artistic like life, maybe model, maybe they doing photo shoot, maybe they writing books, maybe they astrologers. So something very different from matrix, very above, because that people felt their spirit, their awakened spirit, their spirit who was questioning everything since they were 2, 3, 4 years old. They were like, hell, like something wrong with that. It's like too funny, all this stuff too funny or too ugly to be real. I'm not like other people, something different about me. So it's only very low percentage of such awakened people. The rest are either like really truly biorobots, or kind of like half biorobots, half awakened. But you never know what is better: meet someone who is biorobot, or meet someone who is half biorobot, half awakened. When you meet be a robot, you know, oh no, I don't want to be friends with this person, or I'm not gonna do business with this person. Maybe I hire this person to my company to do some job, answer calls or clean the floor or something, deliver something, whatever. But if you meet someone who is halfly awakened, half be a robot, and you can get into trap. You can trap in relationship or friendship, and it will be very confusing. Also, I want to, oh, okay. I wanted to add something, but you also asked me difference between biorobots in United States and Eastern world, right? In United States, well, in United States, people don't have inner freedom, most of them. If you look at people who have businesses, it will be two categories. Category number one, their fathers or grandfathers had that business, or maybe had a lot of houses, apartments, whatever, like that person had a lot of investment, but didn't start it by himself, just had a good start. Or you see Russian, Armenian people who run all businesses in LA, New York, Miami, everywhere. And American people, they like, wow, how it's possible to drive Mercedeses, go to restaurants every day, party, buy big houses. You guys, immigrants, how you doing that? Because they don't know, they just don't know that they don't have that plans, that even image in their head that after school you might have choice. You might be someone without college or university, or some typical biorobot American life. Like that. But in Russia, in Ukraine, the most bureaucratical thing when people, they don't know how to make money. You know, in Ukraine, you want to make appointment for something, doesn't matter, massage, nails, something. You come there and people start to drink tea with you for 3, 4 hours, talking about life, and you're like, hey guys, let's do my stuff here. I have 30 minutes. And people like, oh, you're already leaving? Why don't you stay you until tomorrow? Let's eat, let's drink tea, whatever. And you understand that these people are losers. Sorry, let's talk straightforward. They don't have nothing in his life because they just talk on the phone with one person for hours, then with another person 3 hours, then they drink tea or something else, and then they think life is hard, everything is very expensive, I don't have opportunity to be somewhere else. Life is very hard over here. No, guys, you just don't know what is work hard, set goals. Thanks to United States, it teach that way of living. So in such philosophical conversation, I would like to say, for awakened soul, it's important to travel, to see different lifestyles, get best thing from Western world, get best things from Eastern world. Just break those patterns which could grew inside you if you lived somewhere for 5 years or 25 years and you already feel like this is right, this is wrong. Like, be more flexible.
I see. And I want to summarize what Daria said about biorobots. Basically, biorobot is a person program, person who is designed to live, to eat, to reproduce, work for somebody else, or typically where he's just a little part of the mechanism of the bigger picture. Get married, have kids, get sicknesses or illnesses, and die. That's about it. It's not a very joyful scenario, right? But unfortunately, majority of people in the world do live in that particular program. Those people are considered biorobots, and if you're watching this video all the way up until now, likely you're not the one, because biorobot would simply not even not only not click on this video, but also it's going to be like 5 minutes of this information, and that's it. That person is just not going to get it. But what I want to say about the difference between biorobots in, let's say, Europe or even Turkey, where Daria is currently staying, which I got to visit this summer, and United States. Biorobots are everywhere. I think here in the United States, but it's more biorobots than there. But here they are not harmful. Here they're not nearly as aggressive. They're just very empty, very just smiling, doing their drugs. People who used to live in big city like Los Angeles, for example, they will know. There's a lot of beggars, even in a good neighborhoods. They're like all over the place. It's just a very, very bad turn off for those who want to move there. Just be ready that you guys not going to be in the paradise fairy tale with all the beautiful beaches and surfing like you might think. There's a lot of other things that spoil that beautiful picture of that amazing place on earth with that beautiful climate. There's a lot of homeless people. Homeless people who have, it's a lifestyle of their choice, and a lot of them are dangerous, but most of them are just, they just do their drugs and play their boombox music, smoke their weed, and don't really do anything, just all day long, hang out. But when you go to Europe, for example, there is not so many of the homeless people, not nearly as many than in the United States. But there are so many aggressive people just like everywhere you go, super aggressive. It seems like if you give them a little opportunity, they're going to attack you right there on the spot. For example, like I said, I've been in Moldova for 3 months, and I just wanted to go to a polyclinic. It's like a health institute where you go check your blood, check your blood for vitamins, do their health analysis, speak to doctors about your health and all that stuff. And when you go there, you're like, oh my God, you like get the dose of negativity for like a month up front. People are so shameless, they're rude, they can cuss you out if you're in the line. For example, you stay in line and it's your turn to come inside the cabinet of the doctor, but somebody will just come shamelessly, stay right in front of you and go there first and cuss you out. And you will be like, why are you doing this? I've been in line, it's my turn. No, like people start fighting, are very rude, do not respect any boundaries. They like to stay very close to you, like right here. You're in the store shopping for something and they will be like breathing in your ear. And I was like, really? Like it's so disgusting to me, I'm like, where is the culture? Where is the respect to certain boundaries? And there are many minuses in the United States too. There is a lot of stupidity among people, that's true, but at least people here are more respectful towards each other. That's what Daria mentioned at the beginning. There's a little bit more distance in between them, and they kind of respect the space between you and another person, versus like what I noticed in Europe, people don't really care that you have to go, you have a limited amount of time, you came to get the service, but they just want to, like Dyer said, talk to you, drink some tea, this and that, being unprofessional, close the store early, close the business early, having the shopping is very expensive there, especially for clothes and shoes. That's what I noticed, and that I did not like, very unreasonably expensive. And you're like, why would this be so much when you can get that stuff in other parts of the world for way cheaper and much better quality? So these are one of the minuses that
People are really heavy biorobots in Ukraine, in Russia. In United States, they kind of, empty and silly biorobots, just smoking weed, watching TV, if we're talking about biorobots, not like advanced people. And they don't feel unhappy. They don't. In Ukraine, I was sitting in the bank and doing some operation with kind of big number of money. And until I start pull into my accounts some amount of money, one woman in the line was pretty quiet. But when she saw all that money, she started screaming, "Get out! You speak Russian! Oh, get out!" And she started kind of I thought she gonna do something to me. And also I went to hospital in Ukraine to help someone who's very close to me, some relative, and I took some close to me person to the doctor, private clinic. I paid good money, trust me, like best clinic in the city. And we going inside room, and we talking, I'm describing something, and doctor saying, "I'm not gonna do anything until you stop talk Russian." Like, fuck, really? Like, you're a doctor, you must help people, you have no choice. You're gonna tell me which language I should speak, so you start help. And you know what? The doctor put wrong conclusion. So when I took my relative to different country, everything was opposite what the doctor said. Can you imagine? Crazy stuff going on. So yeah, they dangerous, they aggressive, about lines, the same thing. I was so shocked after United States. Same thing. Ukraine, Turkey. Doesn't matter where I stand in line. Someone will stand just in front of me, like there is no myself, and make their order, just like that.
yeah,
But
that's right.
in this
Right.
case, you know. Again, it's all about low astral entities of these people. I just act according to my mood. Some days, like for example, tomorrow I went to my favorite coffee shop, and I was standing there like 5-10 minutes waiting, many people in front of me. When my line came, one woman walked in, stand in front of me, made her order, and just for her, it took forever, like very long time. I was patiently waiting. I didn't say anything yesterday because when I looked at that woman, I just saw many demonic entities. I don't want to touch that shit. I don't want. But for example, when I used to be in Ukraine, I said in some stories that I answer people sometimes. Sometimes I kind of fight for my rights when I feel it's gonna kind of help me to flow with my fire and energy, and I'm not gonna feel like a victim in that moment. So I just take it easy and play according to my mood, but it's like that. In United States, you never feel that. Yes, everything is very systematic, kind of full of biorobot rules, but at least you feel safe. It doesn't making you be friends with biorobots or be biorobot, but you are very saved with these United States rules.
Yeah,
And
absolutely correct. And now people who watch it, they probably think, why these two girls seem like they're more into describing how good the life is in the United States and how sucky it is in Europe. But no, that's not true. We're just here to analyze certain pluses and minuses that everybody should know before moving there, or at least keeping that in mind. There is stress everywhere. In every country you go, no matter where you're gonna go, move, travel, visit, you're gonna have to deal with certain type of stress. And the stresses in these two parts of the world are highly different. Nothing that United States is so great. There is a lot of stress here that people permanently experience, and they think that this is normal. Like for example, even the medicine, no matter what the rudeness and rudeness of people in Europe is very like out there, and you don't like it. However, there are so many good doctors there that actually listen to you. They're empathic. They suggest you to cleanse your body, take a good amount of vitamins, take some really good food. Versus here, sometimes you go to a doctor and you have a wrong diagnosis, and they just suggest you start taking these horrible medications full of chemicals and whatnot. But we're not going to go into detail because, guys, for more information on health, you should definitely watch our video with Daria about vitamins that we have on our both YouTube channels. We have a lot of interesting information there. Here, I just want to summarize that there are stresses in US, even when it comes to having many emails, many payments, many bank operations. Many times when what's the name of this? These hackers or whatever these people are that try to steal your money, that you have to fight for your money here. Because if you're going to be just like, on a relaxed mode, you might as well just end up without funds. Because here it's very big stress in terms of staying very alert, staying very active, use your time wisely, and be very, very fast. All the days here go by so much faster, at least for me, at least that's what I felt. Maybe it's due to the quarter of eclipses that we are currently at. Maybe it's something else. Life here is generally more fast speed. And there are a couple of other things we, of course, me and Dario want to discuss. I don't even know which one to start from. It's either languages, that's a big block of topic for traveling, but we're gonna come back to languages. I think first we need to also refer to chakras. Chakras are the, energy centers throughout your body. If you're watching this live, likely you're familiar with chakras. At least we're gonna call them by the color, because color is a more it's even easier to pronounce. Red chakra, orange chakra, yellow chakra. Each chakra point have their significant feature of how they help in your body. And sometimes when you go to one or another place in the world, you do feel a certain vibration, like a certain weird feeling in one or another chakra points in your body. And chakra points also connected a lot with the level of conscience you are at. For example, there are so many people in the world, but do you think we're all the same? No, we're all very, very different. And this is another big block and big topic we're not going to discuss today. There's going to be a completely different video dedicated to it. But you have to be aware that people are divided into four main categories. We'll call them workers, people of the ones who are more of a physical labor type of thing, less than intellectual. They will be connected with the root chakra. Root chakra is the red chakra, right? The first. The second category will be merchants, people who buy and sell, people who are very money oriented. They will be connected with the orange chakra, chakra of pleasure and creativity and money, right? I'm just trying to summarize it very, very simple because we don't have much time. And a third chakra would be under the color yellow. This would be warriors case of people. Warriors are people of less category than the other two. There are less of them, but they're more about a business, about owning something of their own, being leaders, building relationship, not just because of enjoyment, like previous two cases. Previous two cases of people, red chakra, orange chakra people, they can have a relationship just if the person is really attractive sexually. For the warriors, it's not going to be enough. They need status, they need respect, they need some kind of common goals, right? And the very last category, which a very small amount of people in the world, will be wizards, who are familiar with all those previous four energies. And this would be all the upper chakra, starting from the heart and going all the way up to the crown, right? Which includes heart and the throat, third eye, and the crown. So this whole monologue leads to observation that once you travel somewhere in the world, some of these energy centers is very activated in you depending on what that particular country and its people are good at, are famous at. Like I want to share one of these things I experienced being in Turkey. Turkey used to be a big, Ottoman empire that are highly intense when it comes to buying, selling, merchants, right? All that stuff that we are talking about, people are merchants, the orange chakra people, right? And warriors, the yellow chakra. Each time I was in Turkey, which was several times throughout this year, I felt extremely strong pain in my solar plexus, which is the yellow chakra area, right? Like it was so painful. It felt like the knife went right through it. And I was like, wow, what's going on? Why do I feel pain in my solar plexus, in the yellow chakra? And I also feel this annoyance by everybody's trying to sell me something. Everybody's like, hey, girl, like, in Russian, they usually speak really good Russian because Russian people are very good amount of tourists among Russian population that goes to Turkey. So Turkish people are very smart in terms of languages. They understand if they want to sell more, they need to learn the language of the population that comes in their country in a big amount so they can have a better communication, so they can sell more goods. A lot of them learn Russian. They speak it really good. It's so annoying. Everywhere you go, they try to sell you something. They try to, attract your attention, this and that. So I did feel in these two energy centers, which is orange chakra, right, and yellow chakra, I felt strong pain and discomfort. And I was thinking, who can I talk to? People will think maybe you just ate something wrong. Maybe, I don't know, something, just a travel anxiety overall. But I knew there's going to be only one person who will understand me, and that's going to be Daria. And when I told her this, she said, I'm glad I'm not the one because I guess you have experienced similar turning on of certain energy centers while traveling to different countries. Am I right?
Yes, yes. To be honest, with Turkey, I have like different feeling because we all have different histories and different past lives. Like I personally had more masculine past lives than feminine, and I have many past lives as a warrior. So like in Turkey, I'm unpacking right now very interesting memories from Ottoman Imperial times and from the times when Istanbul used to call Constantinople. But it's normal, like someone will love France and someone will hate France. Someone will love England, someone will hate England. Same with anything, Russia, Turkey, whatever, if we had experience over there. And you just touch great subject. Very often when people travel, something is going on with physical body. Sometimes when a person travel, he or she can feel like unexpected and unexplainable illnesses just to jump on him all over. Person traveling, going to doctors saying we cannot find anything, but person feel bad. Very often I hear stories like, for example, person saying, I'm absolutely healthy in my country. I came to Turkey or somewhere else. I just lie down. 20 doctors could not help me. I went back to Ukraine. I feel amazing. Just today, I hear such stories. Just 1 hour ago at consultation. What is that? Definitely experience with past life. Something happened. So energetical. patterns, body memory. Body memory got very confused. Like body feels something, but it's not from this life, but it exists. You cannot ignore. You cannot say it doesn't exist, and it start mess current waves of biological body. Also, I would like to add to our conversation that I would like to say like some encouraging words to people who listening to us right now. Try to travel more. Each of us knows this feeling when friend or relative saying, let's go somewhere, let's go for a weekend, or let's go for a week to different country, or just like even let's go for a weekend to somewhere a little bit far from the city. Most people feel like, yeah, that's good, but yeah, we will go one day, but you know what? Not today, but soon, I promise you, but not today. Or they start pick reasons. Oh, no mood, no money, problems, children, parents, work. Like mind will always create the reason. But really, it's not even those reasons. It's resistance in front of something new. So it's that stupid programs, what Olga mentioned in the beginning of conversation. As more person by 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 how say it biorobotical, as more programs will be above this person. Even advanced people, they notice, advanced people who are very honest with themselves, they notice every time when they're trying to start a new project or go to meeting or go travel, they have this resistance. Oh, maybe not today, maybe I don't look good, or maybe nobody gonna like me, or maybe it's too scary, something will happen, I will get sick over there, my car will break, I will lose money, it will be bad hotel, it will be problem with the visa, something else. Mind always trying to hide in that cave, what Olga mentioned. We have these neuro chains in our brain which used to be very active for million years for our ancestors and protect from illness, from death. We always trying to save something what we already reached and don't go forward. But try, you will break some matrix lockers when you do it. When you eventually arrive somewhere, move permanently, or just go to vacation, you will unplug from some energetical matrix holders where you used to live, and you will unpack great energetical gifts. When you finally physically appear in new country, in new cities, somehow, just trust me, you will get amazing insights, amazing ideas, amazing energy boost, which will let you to make more money, 10 times more money than you just spent for vacation, because you unpack some energetical gifts. So many people saying, oh, for this trip I cannot spend $500, or for this big trip I cannot spend $10,000. But when they go to that trip, somehow they make even more during that days. It works like that. This life is a one big game. Just find out what's the rules.
Absolutely, that's a really good points that you brought about getting conditioned in the place that you live. For example, you live in the city, you're always there. You already did you notice, guys, when you live somewhere, you and your neighbors who live in apartment complexes, you guys get out of the house at the same time and you come back home at the same time. It doesn't even matter if you work 9 to 5 or not. Did you notice sometimes you go get groceries? These people go get the same groceries at the same store, and they come back home at the same time. We're all like conditioned from living next to each other, and our biorhythms are becoming very alike. So what happens with that? Synchronized. Yeah. What happens when you leave the city or the country? You completely detach yourself from all this conditioning. It's like a breath of fresh air. Some people are afraid of flights, for example, the airplanes, but those who don't, they understand how amazing it is. As soon as the airplane leaves the ground, the earth, as soon as it starts, going up, it feels like almost like the chains, the heavy chains are falling off you, and you become so much more creative, so much more inspired. Like those ideas, those insights Daria mentioned, they start coming to you, and might as well you just find out more interesting ways to make money, more projects, more creative stuff will bring you more income once you do spend it on traveling. And one of the things I really got me thinking when Daria mentioned in one of her stories in her Russian Instagram about how much she loves the energy of the hotels, of the brand new hotels, especially the ones that are next to places like airports. The energy there is so pure that because nobody lives there, it's just getting rent out for a day, 2 or a week, and people's programs and all this negative I want to say larvas or other energy informational entities that surround people, especially the ones who have bad habits, drugs, alcohol, this overall bad eating and stuff like that. These people, when they live somewhere, the place has all this negativity around it because the person spends so much time in it. But when it's a hotel and it's a nice quality hotel and nobody lives there, nobody's organisms and parasites and all those entities are surrounding the place becomes like a breath of fresh air, like you're standing on top of the mountain or the cliff where fresh air flows onto you. That's why a lot of people who do not live at one place but live in different hotels, I'm talking about the good quality ones, those people are constantly high in a good way of this word. They're constantly inspired and they are constantly creating something new. Did you notice a lot of travel bloggers how active they are? And a regular person will think, where do you find all this time? Write 10 posts on Instagram, make a bunch of marathons, create a bunch of programs, sell your whatever you're selling, whatever services you're providing, and also travel and also be active. But I'm pretty sure one of the reasons is because the person is constantly refreshed and not conditioned by the typical things who are conditions when it comes to people who live in one place for a very long time and they do not get out of their city. Yeah.
I think that Instagram has limit 60 minutes for their live, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have
I
like
think, do you remember when we started? What time was it?
I believe like 5 more minutes, something like that we have.
Okay. Then we're running out of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have 2 more points we wanted to touch upon. Let's do it as quick as we can.
Yeah.
One of them would be foreign languages. Why is it beneficial to study foreign languages? Not only because you can understand a big amount of people, of the whole, maybe the whole continent or the country, but also I want Daria to explain why foreign languages are very good for everybody to be learned.
Thank you for great question. Well, then a quick explanation. When we start learn foreign language, we energetically getting attuned to all energetical and intellectual gifts of this land where you arrived. So basically, it's like get tuned to the radio, but energetically you getting tuned to all this heritage, all that gifts what this land can give you. Somehow you just learning language, but somehow you know why these people are so positive or so talented. Somehow you get new races, your character gets new races, your soul gets modified, because you just attuned to another egregor and you got some advantages from it. So it works just like that. Very quick way to go inside the new egregor, for sure.
Yeah, I think this is a great point. It not only allows you to understand what big class of people can be the whole country, the whole continent, or even the whole world, like the English language. It can also allow you to extract so many more talents that those particular nations are very known for, and it's something they're better than the others. Another thing, like even like the Bible says, at the beginning there was the word, which is a sound, word, sound. Think about it. When you have a question, is this country good for me or not? First, you have to answer yourself. Do you like how the language of this country sounds? If you don't like, if you don't feel like this language makes you feel right, if you don't like that the sound of it, something feels off, something feels foreign, this is probably one of the reasons why this country is not really your frequency. You need to pay attention to what languages make you feel good inside. When you hear the way they sound, possibly those languages you should be supposed to be learning, and at least visit. I'm not even saying moving, but at least visit the country that speak the languages that sound more close to you. And I know that Daria has a lot of people who ask her how to conquer loneliness. A lot of people tend to feel lonely when they move in another country where they don't have many friends. And I was wondering if Daria can give them, a recommendation how to not feel lonely when you already moved to the foreign land.
Great subject, which needs another, like, at least 1 hour. Well, how to not feel lonely? First of all, you need to choose that new place by your heart, by your intuitive insight, but not by logic. Never by logic. Don't use logic when you're thinking which country you should move or which city you should move. Forget about logic. When people telling me, I moved to this city, I moved to this country, I'm so unhappy, I don't have friends, or something bad is going on, I'm sick, or I lose money, or I have horrible hotels, I cannot find a job. It means you choose that place by logic. Someone told you, this place is good for you, move over there. Um, when you choose it by heart, everyone in front of you, 1,000 your friends will tell you, oh, you crazy, no, oh, this country is more advanced, this country is more rich, that place is more hot with beaches and palm tree. You are stupid, why you arrived here, what you doing here? You're not gonna listen to 1,000 people in front of you, you will listen your heart. You arrived to write the correct place only if unexplainably you have this euphoria. You don't understand what's going on, but you feel like you just sit on energy stream. You kind of vibrating on because of this happiness, because of this excitement, unexplainable. No one will understand you. No one. And to life, surrounding space, universe will give you some gifts. 2, 3 soulmates. So you stuck with that place because we never come somewhere without no reason. It will be karmic connections for sure. So if you cannot find friends or lovers or something else what's important for you, don't stand there. That place wasn't chosen by correct energy wave. If you have hard times with choosing correct energy wave, you can contact Olga. She will look at your astrological chart and earth map and show you which countries and cities are good for for you at this moment or in future, or why some places were good for you in the past or bad for you in the past, you can contact me and we look at the same with third eye and other questions too. By the way, sorry, I remember what you said at the beginning. I love to answer questions if someone should divorce or should not, because my field, it's about it. Just trying to give idea what also how we can help this. So you are really blessed if you came somewhere and you found friends, you feel better physically. Sometimes you come to some places and boom, from first day you don't have chronic illness what you used to have for a year or 2 years or 5 years, and it's all real stuff. It just happened like that. Or if you don't meet really your souls, your vibe, just turn off logic, turn on intuition. If intuition is scared, because intuition is always shut down when we scared or stressed, then you can go to right specialist and resolve this question quickly.
Thank you, Daria. Thank you so much for a very amazing interview. I feel like we have so many interesting things to discuss, but the limit of time doesn't let us continue the live stream longer than 1 hour, which I think we already reached by now. And yeah, guys, if you have any questions, you can always contact Daria or myself, and we can help you resolve most interesting challenges you're facing in your life. But about the divorce thing, like I said, I don't like to make decisions for people, because people come to a psychic, healer, astrologer, numerologist, anybody in our line of work, and they expect an easy pill to swallow and wake up all healthy and beautiful and successful and with the right partner. That's not how it works. What a real psychic or healer or astrologer or psychologist, a real specialist, doesn't give you the pill and predict your future. We give you the tools that help you create your own future. We give you a different options, because there is no future yet, it didn't happen. But once you know the nature of people and things, you can predict certain trajectory of events. What happens if you stay with this person? What happens with you if you divorce that person? And is this your person in the first place? That's what we can certainly help you to find out when it, when we speak about relationship. But since today's life was dedicated to traveling and immigration and all that, stuff, then same things happen when you want to move, relocate, or simply travel somewhere. If it's your place, you're going to feel it, and no logic needed, no, you don't have to even ask anybody these questions. You are just, if the place is yours, you're going to feel just as if the person is yours.
Yes, right. Olga, I'm looking forward for another topic, another conversation this week or next week.
Yeah, I'm very looking forward too. Thanks for everybody who was with us today, and I hope whoever hasn't, you guys will enjoy watching it later. We're gonna upload it on our YouTube channels, and Daria is gonna have it on her Instagram page. I'm not gonna have it on my Instagram because it doesn't allow me to upload the whole video, I think, but I'll try anyways. But we'll see you with another live very soon. And thanks for watching, guys.
Yes,
enjoy your travels.
Please follow our Instagram pages. I have separate English Instagram only for English videos and posts. Olga Instagram completely in English. Follow. Stay tuned. We always will post or say in stories about coming videos, conversations, everything.
Definitely stay tuned, and the most interesting questions that you ask, we're going to discuss publicly, and you will get a chance to receive an answer right away, because a lot of us, since we are all developing and we're very often interested in the same things, sometimes when I have a question in my mind, I just go on Daria's page and somebody already asked it and I already received the answer. from her stories that she posts daily, which is amazing. You know, we're all connected, and I wish everybody to be healthy, happy, and travel no matter what, because traveling gives you the wings.
Travel and unpack your energy gifts.
Live to your 100% full potential. Thank you, Daria, and have a good rest of the day. I'll see you on the next live soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.